hear Supreme Beast Boxing Talk preach about being independent. So along with boxers and authors, interviews though will now be expanded to business owners and others we see giving back to the community. We will do a little bit of history on them and how you can support them because support your own because support is important.
I'm from New Orleans for real. I'm from New Orleans for real. I'm from New Orleans for real. Tired of being sick and tired, nigga. You got a problem with me getting high, suck big dick and die. Same rhyme phrase, get me paid. They can't fade attention, pain with the. If you like man, it's right. Any job I rap, put New Orleans on the map. You brush your teeth, you on them hoes, you got them reeds on your feet with your bowls.
EJ in the Jets bought 2 Trigger Mans and Brown Beat. Now you can pop that pussy in the middle of the street.
Well, I feel daddy, it's about that time. Be kicking a funky reggae climb. Say you got to be Bella, got to be Bella. Got to think it, got to say.
If it ain't real, it ain't me. If I ain't told my steel, I might get killed on my streets. If you're from the NO, you know what I'm talking about. Send me to jail, I post bail, I'ma make it out. If it ain't real, it ain't me. If I ain't told my steel, I might get killed on my streets. If you're from the NO, you know what I'm talking about. Send me to jail, I post bail, I'ma make it out.
What up with it? What up with it? Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. It's your boy Cadillac Red. This is Interviews Though. I got a very special guest and somebody that's near and dear to me. You know what I'm saying? They say barbers is near and dear to the customer or whatnot. So I got my homeboy from New Orleans. Out of what part of New Orleans, Scoop?
Man, I'm from everywhere.
everywhere in New Orleans, yeah. the whole city, you know what I'm saying? Scoop the
everywhere in New Orleans.
Okay, Scoop the Barber. You know what I'm saying? What's happening with you?
I'm cool and big brother. Cool, man, cool.
Okay.
What's up with it?
Ain't nothing, man. Can't call it, man. Chilling and shit. You know what I'm saying? We put the avatar up. You know what I'm saying? Because it was camera difficulties, but we want to still make sure we get this interview because it's big things popping over there at Off the Hook Barbershop. Right. But before we get into that, let's go into the beginning and shit. Like I said, tell me about growing up. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in New Orleans and shit. What part of New Orleans you grew up in, and
right.
What school you went to, and all that other good stuff.
Right. Well, as for me, man, I grew up in the Lower Ninth Ward. You know what I'm saying? It's a real kind of different atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? It was different. Moved out of the Ninth Ward in the early 80s. You know what I'm saying? Moved to the 7th Ward, but at the same time, I still have my ties and connections in the 3rd Ward, you know? So, just kind of like a mutt, kind of like mixed, if you want to say that. Yeah, man, my first love was art. Okay. Just knowing how to draw. And it kind of like slid over to cutting hair. So I just took a pair of clippers one day and applied them like a pencil, you know? I think I was in 5th grade when I first started, bro.
Okay.
With the help of relatives and everything, cutting hair, experimenting with them, and that mug took off. As far as schools that I went to, I attended Phillips Junior High. That was a brilliant experience, bro. It was nice, man. And wound up playing football and running track. Wound up getting a scholarship to St. Aug, man. Did my thing over there. And I think St. Aug, it polished me, man, and put me on a whole nother level, bro. So, you know, big up to St. Aug, and I appreciate the experience, man. You know.
Okay.
As far as me, I can't really get into detail, you know what I'm saying? You know how we do, but I've been having Off the Hook Barbershop it's like roughly like 23, 24 years.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I launched that thing in 97. The first shop that I had was Scoop's Place. It was me and one of my brothers, man, my brother Steve. Well, he left and moved to Atlanta. And from there, I just kept pushing, kept doing my thing, and went to like one or two other shops to help get that together as far as the experience with running the shop successfully with other people in it.
Okay.
And after I did that, I think I had an experience with a shop that wanted me to close the shop at about 3 o'clock in the evening on Saturday, and I was like, nah, that's not cool. Didn't really make any sense to me. So I switched that mug up and wound up getting the first off the hook on lead fields, man.
Okay.
That was cool for about a year and a half. The guy that was leasing the place with me with an option to buy, he just went up dying. And the wife was like, look, I don't want a barbershop here anymore. Either you buy me out or you move. So we wound up moving, and I found a spot right on St. Clair. And that's where it really boomed. You know what I'm saying? Especially like in the 90s and going off into like 2000.
Okay.
The hurricane hit, it kind of like wiped everything clean, and it was crazy from there. But you know, all in all, we still pumping, man. We still strong. We deal with it. There's some things going on. We're about to start franchising this monster in the field.
Okay. Now, see, I remember when you was in the shop uptown, and it was behind the beauty store, right? I mean, it was the beauty shop.
That's up there. Yeah, that's up there by Graham's, man, on Jackson and LaSalle. That's what I'm saying. It's like some real connections, bro. My grandmother, she's been in business for years, bro. Sadie's Beauty Salon, right up on Jackson and LaSalle.
Yeah.
Came back from Texas to help out with it, and that mug's still running strong right now.
It was a fire in it though, right?
Yeah, man, it caught fire. I think a year after I came back to help him out, it caught a fire, man, and it took a little while for us to get it back together. But that's what sparked something in me to like just take off and do this thing again with Off the Hook, man.
Yeah, cause see, I remember when I met you, I remember the shop. It was still closed down. They was renovating it, you know what I'm saying, and getting it together. And you was in a little spot in the back.
Yeah.
It was like it was like a one chair joint, one chair. You know what I'm saying? 2, 3. Talk about social distancing. You was doing the social distancing shit. Well, for all that shit today, you know what I'm saying?
Look, we wouldn't have made it. We wouldn't have made it if it was the situation.
man.
But,
man.
Yeah, man.
Out the mud, though. You know what I'm saying?
What was so beautiful about it? Yeah. What was so beautiful about that spot? It was like right in the hood, and it would catch the average person off guard if they were to pull up for the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And you brought some memories back with that, boy. Yeah, that spot was so small, boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that shit, man. I remember that shit. Look, it was small, but look, the TV was still nice. You had the back. You always had something good to snack on for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm telling you, man, that was an eye shop. You know what I'm saying? And it did numbers. It was it was in the middle of the hood, but the Scoop was doing numbers. You know what I'm saying? Killing them out there.
It was, man,
you know what I'm saying?
listen, man. Dude, I would open that shop for 7 in the morning and close that shop 2 in the morning. And it was like that every day. So I'm like, man, you know what, God? Hey, like God blessing me like this, man. You know what? I gotta bless other people. So, you know, that's when I wound up opening up this shop. You know what I'm saying? Just to spread that love, man.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that brought back memories.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I remember all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we do, you know, it's all about black entrepreneurship, so it's more than just the barbershop. And back then is when you told me a saying back then that I carry with me to this day, and it still holds true. We was in the shop. We was in that shop back in the G. It's just like I said, it's small and shit. And dude came in, and he was like, "Yo, can I get a haircut?" He was like, "Yo, you gotta wait. It's a couple people." And he was like, "Man, I'm going to cousin around the corner." He was like, "All right, go ahead and go." So he left. And you looked at me, you said, "Man, look, man, it's the difference between the barber and the nigga that cut hair." You know what I'm saying? It's a big difference, and that shit holds true to this day. You know what I'm saying? No bullshit. So okay. So we get into the off the hook. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't able to buy the lady out, so you found a new spot. Tell me about that. What was the process of that?
Well, the process, I'm gonna tell you, it had to be God, man, because as soon as I left the spot on Elysian Fields, I'm coming up St. Claude. You know, everybody that's from New Orleans, you understand it and familiar with this area. So I'm coming up St. Claude, and as soon as I cross the train tracks, I see a big blue building, and mugs say for sale. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, let me check it out. So I spent the bend, got out, walked around. I'm like, I could see the potential in it. You know what I'm saying? So within a week, I moved the stuff out of the old shop where I was on Elysian Fields to St. Claude, and it was like we never left, like we never stopped pumping. You know what I'm saying? So the year after that, I wound up purchasing the building for like $70,000, bro. Oh, shit. And man, it was like ridiculous, man. I'm talking about, I had like 6 barbers, 4 beauticians. We had a recording studio in that thing. We detailed cars in the backyard. I said that thing was pumping every day, man, like it was a club. Okay. Like it was a club, man. Yeah, yes indeed. We had all walks of life coming through that mug, like we still do now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of celebrities. You know what I'm saying? A lot of ball players, and you know, it's the same. It's just more upscale now. You know.
Okay. So we and how did that change? What happened? We'll change that. They say we're brought up to upscale, because like I say, every time I come to New Orleans, something changes. There's always something way different than before. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I mean, I mean, you go ahead and break it down.
Well, you know, it's just like us, man. It's growth. We evolve, you know. So, the original name for the shop was Off the Hook, and as I matured and grew, it's like, you know what, I need more, because I feel like I'm keeping us in this place, you know. So I started to think about it, like, you know what, I don't want to change the name, so I'm going to abbreviate it, you know what I'm saying? And at the same time of abbreviating, I'm going to have a logo that's going to stand out and catch your attention, so I'm going to burn it in your brain. That way, you're going to see it regardless. You're going to see it. So with that, I had to think about the atmosphere, the music that we play, the conversations that we have. You know, it has to be comfortable for family. Like, for women to come in here and not have a problem with sitting in here with their kids. It's family oriented, you know? So it's like how I look at every business that I go in now totally different. And I look at me as a consumer. Even in here, even in the shop, I'm thinking about, how can I make this better? Do they even see where their flaws at? You know, how can we avoid stuff? You know, because back in the days when I had the other shop, I was on some I wish you would, right? But now as I evolved and matured, it's more like, how can I prevent this from happening? So that's one of the main things that keeps this shop going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here to defend myself if I have to, but the way we carry this shop, I don't have to.
Absolutely.
You know, there's ways to avoid things, and that's one of the main things, you know?
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Conflict resolution.
Yeah, so that growth brings on change, man.
Yeah, I say conflict resolution is something that's very necessary and very key for us and our people, man. You know what I'm saying? For real. That shit saves lives. You know what I'm saying? No bullshit. Okay, so you doing the shop. The whole time apparel still coming out the shop, right? Or when does apparel?
It's breaking up a little bit, big dog.
My fault. Okay, you've been doing you in the shop the whole time, and now you doing apparel and shit. You know what I'm saying? So was that going on the whole time, or did that come along after the name? I mean the abbreviations. When did that come along?
The abbreviations that came along, I would say about probably like 5 years ago. I was looking for change, because you have, like I said, you have a lot of people that come through, a lot like different walks of life that come through. But I wanted the logo to be appealing to everybody. I felt like our old logo, it has limits, and it shouldn't be a limit when it comes to an actual business, man.
Okay.
So that's how I came up with ODH. And I'm like, man, you know what? The old logo is beautiful. Like I did that in probably like 10 minutes. But this other logo, I had to like really think about it. Like, okay, I needed to be classy. I needed to still represent us. I needed to force us to become better. Yeah. So it starts with something simple like that, man.
Absolutely. Okay, so selling the clothes. When you selling the clothes, that was being sold the whole time?
Uh-huh. Oh man, when I had the old shop, I had some gear, and it sold out it sold like quick, like real quick. And I guess that's what made me get back into it. Cause I have it's so much stuff that's going on with the shop, with products and shirts and anything that I think about, I just put it to the test and I put it out there, and I know it's gonna work because of the time that we put into it.
Absolutely.
The time and the effort, man. Yeah.
That's a big fact. Okay, so let's talk about the beauty shop that's in the back. Because when I first came to the shop that you have now, and you were changing stuff around, this a duplex shop, but the other side wasn't even open. So I come back, and now the other side is open, and in the back is open as well, with the beauty salon and everything. What made you decide to buy up the whole property?
Man, this spot, we outgrew it so quick. Like I said, the first time you came through, it was a blessing, man. It was at that time I think I had like including myself, it was four barbers, and it was real comfortable and cool. But they had so many other barbers wanting to come in because they saw the movement, they saw the growth, and I was just talking about it and thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? I'll get with this other side and see if it's beneficial for all of us. Because sometimes when you have like a big place and you don't have any control over that place, it could easily be ran in the ground if you don't, how can I put it? If there's no structure. If there's no structure as far as rules and discipline, it can get out of hand real quick, man. And especially if you're not in their face or they're not around you, you can't really control that. Yeah. If you don't have rules and stipulations. Now, man, I can't wait for you to come back, man. Now all together, I think we have 9 barbers and 2 beauticians.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and it's a family, man. It's real solid, man. As a matter of fact, they did something for me for the birthday, man. On Friday, man. They went all out, man. It's a blessing just having them here.
Okay.
It's a blessing, man.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? That's what's definitely what's up. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk. Tell me about the line, the new line, the hair care line, and all that other good stuff. How did that come about? And the name of it, and how's that working out? Tell me about that.
Well, I've been working on it for like the last 6 years, with this chemist and getting things in line to put it out there because my name's on it, like literally. You know what I'm saying? The name of the products is D'Artagnan. I have skin care, hair care. I have the shampoos, the conditioners, the gels, the wave grease. I have it all, man. It's just it's a fire line. I'm gonna send you a couple of them, man, so you can try them out. But like they going like hotcakes, man. I'm working on finishing up the website soon so I can put it out there and start shipping them out. But I sell out of them so quick, just right here in New Orleans, man, until it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I appreciate them supporting me, man.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's hard for people in New Orleans to get that support from New Orleans. It's crazy. I don't know why it's like that, but I'm just blessed that they support me, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely.
It's love.
Definitely. Now what I was saying is you got me laughing and shit because I remember when
the conversation.
Yeah, no, not even that though. I knew before the masses knew that the product was coming out because you cut me up, and I'm like, Scoop, man, I've been having like dry spots. You know what I'm saying? Here and there, and shit. What should I put on it? You said, I got something coming out for that.
Right.
And then just left it in there. I'm like, yo, how the fuck what is it though? Let me. And then look, and then I see the product. I said, this is what he talking about. This dude here. This dude here, man.
Real talk. Look at. I've been working on that mug, man. You know what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, man. Had me laughing, man. I'm laughing. I was like, boy, this dude here, man. I know it, man. I knew it, man. I knew it was gonna be something. No, I knew it was something, man. You never seem to surprise me with the shit that you be having going on, man. Definitely.
Man, I can't wait until you touch back down. I got something for you, man. Look,
okay,
man, it's gonna be so much, man. It's gonna be love, bro.
Yeah,
and I know we talked about it briefly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for you to see that thing unfold, man, I really feel you're gonna love it, man. I think it's gonna bring New Orleans back to where it needs to be, and it's gonna start right there.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
That's
mark my words. Whoever's watching this, we spoke on it, and you're gonna see it, and you're gonna feel the change when it comes out.
Believe it, and you know I'm gonna be there. Yeah. Look, I'm gonna be there if I got to. You know what I'm saying? Or when I come, you know I'm gonna show up and definitely show love.
Dog.
You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you be having me excited, man. Dog. You be having me excited. Always be some shit. You know what I'm saying? Always some new shit. You know what I'm saying? Like last time I was there, I have a only hint that I could probably drop is I remember you said, "Oh man, that's nice, man. You got you put the green screen up. You did like that. How you do it?" Oh, all right, then that's it. That's all. You cut the conversation short like how you did when I was telling you about my hair. You said, "Oh, all right, that's it."
Right.
And I'm like, well, all right then. Shit.
Real talk.
I guess shit is in motion. I'm fucking up the motion.
Shit, so you already know, big dog. You already know.
But okay, so we'll go ahead and get out of here on that note. Like I said, thanks again for coming through and shit. You know I got something cooking up. You know what I'm saying? We're showing love to the city and shit. Hopefully, I know we gonna definitely collab with that one. You know what I'm saying? And make that thing do what it do.
I love how you represent the city. I love what you stand for, big dog. And that, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna always give you props on that. And we family. We gonna definitely link, and we got something for y'all ass. That's all I gotta say.
Look, and he gonna look. See, that's what he be saying. He leave it with the moment of silence and shit like shit. Well, all right, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Go ahead and tell the people how they can follow you and shit.
Oh man, you can follow me on Instagram at Scoop the Barber. You know what I'm saying? I'll be the first one to pop up. I know they have a bunch of them that try to be that, but I guarantee you I'll be the first one to pop up. I just popped up on TikTok doing a little something on them, man. It's Scoop the Barber #2 U. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And on Facebook is D'Artagnan Scoop Cook. So, you know, get at your boy. You know what I'm saying? We got some stuff cooking, man.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna see what's happening though.
Okay.
They will definitely see what's happening.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Like I said, thanks again. You know what I'm saying, for coming through. I definitely appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. You know what I'm saying? And you know, as soon as I get there, you're gonna be the first guy I see because I'm gonna need to get hooked up. You know what I'm saying? I got a barber up here that hold it down and shit, you know what I'm saying? And he do his thing. But when I touch down, I gotta holler at you.
That's
you know what I'm saying? And the shit that's so funny is every time I think to myself, you know what I'm saying, the key phrase that you taught me back then still holds relevant to this day. It's the difference between the barber and the nigga that cut hair. Believe that. You know what I'm saying? Believe that. All right, so we'll go ahead and get on here out of here at that note, you know what I'm saying, or that old man. What up with it? What up with it? Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. It's your boy Cadillac Red. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, we in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? And I got my homeboy, you know what I'm saying, my family, you know what I'm saying, Drew Baham, you know what I'm saying, on the show. Drew, what's happening with you? You can hear me good? Everything good on your end?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear,
Okay, man. Thank you for coming through. This is interviews, though. So, so I'm gonna shoot a couple questions at you. We're gonna find out a little bit more about you. First things first, go ahead and tell us where you from, what part of New Orleans that you from, and what school you went to and everything.
All right, Drew Baham, born and raised out of Pontchartrain Park, 9th Ward. The most pretty much the most affluent part of the historically affluent part of the 9th Ward. So. I had a little silver spoon, if you want to call it that, little sterling silver. You know what I'm saying? I always say it like that, man, because when people have this idea of what New Orleans is, just is either cross the canal, grimy lower 9th Ward, or just Magnolia, Mouth, Callio.
Yeah.
This thing, man. It's like, nah, man. It's. I come from. I'm proud to say it. I come from one of the newly made historic Pontchartrain Park, where it's one of the first developments for the city, just literally for black working folk when they were coming home from World War I, World War II, with the GI Bill and everything else, and and it's one of the only places like that is black owned neighborhood. Black development, with a golf course. So, built by historically, his name by the name of Joe Bartholomew. Joe Bartholomew was one of the most well-known golf designers, golf course designers, in the country at the time. This is the turn of the century, anyways. But like most of the courses that he played on. Most of the courses that he built or he designed, you can play on. So, when Pontchartrain Park was being developed, there was no other person that was better, to actually, design the course. And they named the course after him, And I often, I like to say that just because, there's just there's so many different aspects of just what this city is, an historic aspect. And I think, in order for us to get back to that, get back to that grandeur, we got to figure out what it was in the first place. You know what I mean?
We got to know what we're getting back to.
We know what you're getting back to. Yeah. So I'm a alumni of the New Orleans Center for Creative Arts. Just a whole bunch of people, alumni. Go down the list: Wendell Pierce, Anthony Mackey, the Marcellus family, Harry Connick Jr., all of the, just a lot of great people. And I went there half a day. That's when it was a half a day school. And the other half, I went to John F. Kennedy Senior High School. Yes,
right.
sir. Marching band, the cool marching band from the blowing band.
The best marching band in the motherfucking city. That's right. Don't get it confused.
Mr. Doc Walter Harris. You know what I'm saying? We just lost him in September. So, our, the greats of that era, are kind of, checking out. So, it's just a lesson anybody who probably can see this, be like, man, look, let them smell their flowers, bro. Let them know that, of the impact that you had on them, man.
Absolutely.
So basically, while I was at NOCA, I got the chance to just play with a whole bunch of people. And around that time, me and one of my best friend, Walter Ramsey, we went and started the Stooges Brass Band while we were in high school.
Okay.
And actually, we just have a memoir book that just came out. What was that? August. A memoir book. It's called "Can't Be Faded." Y'all, if it's on all of the places where you can find books. Is there? So,
okay.
It's the memoir book. Just being a person who grew up in the culture of New Orleans. And everything New Orleans has to offer. I lost a lot of people in that time frame, and so it's just more like controlling the narrative, the history, more than anything else. That pretty much wrote that book. One of the things that I've been fortunate to do in this journey is be able to play with a whole bunch of people and travel around the world. So. And that started literally, in Jackson Square, in the middle, pretty much in the middle of the French Quarter, where pretty much a lot of the talent cut their teeth.
Absolutely.
My story isn't really that different. It's just a little later. I like to make the joke when, it's like I started late. I started, at 12. I started late at 12 years old.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Shit, it's already set for you what you gonna be and all that shit.
Right, exactly. Because the old joke is, in New Orleans, you're born, the doctor slaps you on your ass, and somebody gives you an instrument. That's just the way it gotta go.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So like I said, I cut my teeth in just the second line, the Sunday second line parades, with the Stooges. And on the other side, I had the formal knowledge that I was getting at New Orleans Center for Creative Arts, which led me to, once I graduated, I went to the Berkeley College of Music in Boston.
Okay.
And I majored in film scoring. One of my biggest influences is Terrence Blanchard, a trumpet player from New Orleans. Okay. But most people know him as he's pretty much scored every Spike Lee movie since Malcolm X. So, so that, is one of my idols. And so I wound up going to film scoring, because of his influence. And along the way, I've played with, just a number of, just artists, period. From country artists to Pearl Jam to Mystical. I was in Mystical's band for a while. Just a whole number of just kind of like people down the list that I can kind of mention the name.
Okay, okay, hold on, Drew. So let me get this right, though. So you try to sneak past that. We're not gonna sneak past that. We're not even gonna do that. Okay, so you went to what school? What college you went to again?
The Berkeley College of Music.
Okay, and why didn't you go to Southern?
Only because, I didn't want to take that next step, that next band head step that everybody else did. Okay. And and my pitch was going to New York.
Okay.
One of my teachers is the great Ellis Marcellus, who we just lost to COVID, actually. And I was in his band for about 2 years. And so one day, he sat me down and was like, young man, what do you want to do? And I just ran off a whole bunch of things on my list. I said, I want to produce, I want to do this, I want to do that. So he's like, young man, people come to New Orleans to develop their craft. People leave New Orleans to develop their careers. So that's been the mindset of especially most artists. New Orleans is a great place to be. New Orleans is a great place to live. Reality is, in order for you to reach that next levels, you have to leave New Orleans, at least for a little while.
Yeah. If you can't see the world from home.
Right.
So I can respect that. That. It had to be a good answer like that, though, because that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Had to be so good like that. But okay, so now you go from there from college. You already had the band situated. So was it like getting the band back together from college type of deal, or how did that work out?
Nah, I just wound up leaving, and they kept, they pretty much kept the band going. The band is still going.
Okay.
That band is still going. The Stooges Brass Band, we still going. 22, 23 years strong.
Okay.
Doing parties and weddings, second lines funerals, verses, and and like that, that type of shit. It's the with that band, it's literally cultural music. It's like just the brass band, straight up brass band culture and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, not gonna deviate from it. It's people shaking their ass in the streets, music.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Also with the other band that I play with, that had been my bread and butter for the past 10 years now, which is the Big Sam's Funky Nation. Okay. Which is actually, start of my cohort, my little road dog, Big Sam Williams. His first gigs, his first outing in the culture and being out here was with the Stooges. And the funny thing, I always tell a story. He was 16 at the time, and his mom was very protective of him. So she wouldn't let him go gig like that unless it was with us. She's like, no, I trust y'all, my baby. Now, granted, this nigga 6'2". This nigga 6'2" already. So like when we go in the bars, like he slide right on in. He looked the part. It's us. What y'all here for? Man, with a band. Man, leave us alone. So but he started his own phone band. And eventually, after a while, I wound up just joining that band, and I've been touring with him pretty much ever since.
Okay. All right. So, the first time I heard you play, they said we gonna go see Drew, and I knew you could play. I'm not gonna say I didn't know you could play, but I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. So we get into the hotel. I'm like, what this lady doing? He like, this is a burlesque show. I'm like, what the hell is a burlesque? You know what I'm saying? So then she walk around with the feather star. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit, this what burlesque mean? Okay. But she faking though. She faking because that shit covered. You know what I'm saying? It's not a whole titty. It's not a whole titty if I don't see devil. You know what I'm saying? But okay, I get the point. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay. So what the fuck is Drew doing? Because I'm like, yo, this burlesque. What the fuck is Drew supposed to do? And then they introduce you and shit. Man, you get out there with the I believe it was with the small trumpet.
Yeah.
And killed it. I was like, oh shit. He nice. I was like, yo, he nice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you definitely
all the nice work, bro.
Yeah, you definitely killed it. I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Okay, it's like that. So
yeah, bro, I love that burlesque show, bro. It's hot. I love it shit, yeah.
Yeah. So now you of course you do touring with the band and shit. So let me know the places you've been. Give me your top. Let's say your top 3 places that you've been.
All right, the top 3 places that I've been. I'm a history buff, so
Hold on, okay. So before let's give a disclaimer. These places are places of have historic value, not have fun. Just they got a nice water park there, so that probably not gonna make the list. This is something with some substance. You know what I'm saying? This is the substance. Okay, go ahead, give it to
substance. Yeah. One of the places that I'm always remember and it's always gonna be real cool with me. We did a week in Athens, Greece.
Okay.
But this was right around the time they had the big turmoil in Greece, with the government. So it's like you're seeing on one end, you're seeing just the historical significance of pretty much how we as civilization operate. On that hand, and that's beautiful to marvel and like marveling in the relics and in the history, that is Greece. And on the other end, I'm on that little tour bus, and I'm passing by like the Capitol building in Athens, and seeing like, it looks like a rally going on. You know what I mean? It's so basically what was happening in Greece was the government was talking about they were tapped out. They tapped out of money. The well had been dry for a number of significant reasons. But there was such an uprising about it. So people at the Capitol building, I want to say maybe there had to be at least 20,000 people, like in front of the Capitol building, throwing rocks and, smoke bombs going the other way. And it was like, it was some real shit. And so like that will always stick with me. And so it's one of those things. It's like, you don't get to see that shit, like, at a lot of places.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You get to see that. We just saw that. Okay, my bad.
Of course. Yeah,
but that's not an everyday thing, no. That's correct. That's
everything, yeah. And on top of it, it's kind of like, you're like, I'm literally on the bus kind of getting the rest of the tour because, I don't speak Greek. So, like, that's the only place where I can get somebody in English to tell me, like, the historical significance of everything, like the Colosseum and, all of the artifacts and all that type of shit. So, it's all pretty and this is nice, this is beautiful. And then all of a sudden, you literally pull up right where, like, all of the the shit is happening,
Yeah.
And so, and that was one of, like, that's one that's gonna always stick in my head.
So hold on. So you on the bus, you getting the tour, and the lady say, this is where they used to fight at. These are the statues that they used to build.
Right.
This is where they storming the Capitol right now. It's gonna be a little bit of traffic, y'all. We had a little bit of traffic. So we gonna get out of this in a second. They just, what I'm saying, we didn't mean to turn. We didn't know that today was the day. Yeah. Don't worry about that. That's not for us. You know what I'm saying?
For real. That's exactly what that shit was.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna stop at the museum after this. Don't even worry about it. And this and snacks and beverages will be waiting for you right there. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah. So, for real.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the second place?
Shanghai.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We got invited to play Shanghai. It was it was just like one of these big cultural exchanges that, like all of these countries try to do to kind of, soften their image, just soften their image, that type of thing. And so they made sure we had guides 24/7 and, brought us to wherever we wanted to go. And for us, it's like, no, look, we want to know, like, how do the people live? And they were very, very, open about, how everybody was living. The hotel that they had us in, beautiful 5-star hotel with solid gold columns in the front. The rooms had heated marble floors and, the whole nine, the kit and caboodle. I opened up the window, and for literally a mile or two, you saw nothing but clotheslines, just going from the rooter to the tutor. It's like clay houses and laundry lines, and so it made, kind of like put in the proper perspective. It's like, all right, here's the divide line right here, and it's not, you know, it ain't showing you shit. You know what I mean? They show, you know, they're being real honest with you. You know, it's China. There's 1 billion people that live in China, so you know it is what it is. Yeah. So one of the guys bring us to the old city, the old Shanghai. You know, because the new Shanghai is like, this Shanghai by itself has like 20 million people. You know, just in the modern city alone. So they bring us to the ancient city. And they gave us a tour around the ancient city to let us walk around for a whole day. And, you know, people were still living there in the ancient city. It's literally the ancient city where it's just, you know, the big stone, but, you know, like the small stone clay houses. And, you know, as we were walking, we noticed that there was like a hole, like right outside everybody's door. Right? You know, so we finally got up the gall to ask the guide, you know, what's that hole for right there? Said basically there's no plumbing. So people shit in the bucket and they, you know, put it down that hole, which goes, it was going into like the stream that was behind them, you know, in the back of the house. You know, so, you know, which is an eye opener for, you know, anybody who just kind of like whines about, you know, the condition. It's like, look, bro, this shit can be a lot of work.
Did they have a back of the house?
Not really. It was literally, let me see, maybe about 500 square feet, 500, 600 square feet of just house. And you have a family living in a 600 square foot house, 700 square foot house. And like behind it is just a stream. Just a stream of like just a little stream. It's not even a flowing river. It's just a stream, and all of the waste just pretty much streams out, you know, streams outward to get filtered by the, you know, whatchamacallit.
Okay.
By the bigger body of water.
Okay, so first off, I think that's some New Orleans shit because I do a lot of that. I do a lot of that myself. Not the stream part. I'm gonna get to that part. I just think it's some New Orleans shit that everywhere you go, we got to go see the projects. We gonna see the projects. I don't care. Look, man, it might be dangerous. We ain't got to go in there because you got to have an invitation to go in there. But I at least want to drive past, see what it look like. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the activity that go on outside that motherfucker real quick as we drive past. I got to see it. I'm sorry. I got to see it. So, okay, that's first thing first. Now, the hole in front of the house, I think that is by far, no disrespect to their culture, none of that, the dumbest shit ever. That shit's supposed to be in the back of the house somewhere because the back of the house is where the stream at. It's easier to put it in the hole in the back, straight to the stream, than to put it in the front. What if it gets stuck underneath the house, down my house tank, because I'm...
Nah, that's the gravity. That's the gravitational pull.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that's just...
Yeah, it was, I mean...
That's no good. You know what I'm saying? Ring somebody's doorstep. That's just... Oh, man.
And, you know, but I was there with some naturally New Orleans niggas, bro. Like, so it was kind of like, you know, we're offering you anything you want to eat. Da-da-da-da-da. Man, let me get some shrimp fried rice and some pork. You know, da-da-da-da. Bruh, like, no, that ain't. They don't eat the shit like that out here, bruh.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They out there saying, yo, y'all know General Sounds? They're like, yo, he not a general. You lying. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you know, but they were like, man, you know, we can give you whatever you want, the greatest fish. We have some of the best fish, you know, from the, you know, this here and this and that, you know, some of the best, you know, Kobe beef if you want, you know. They were like, no, we want some shrimp fried rice. We want some, we want some beef and broccoli.
Yeah, man.
It's like, bruh.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I want the little chopped up Philly cheesesteak. You know what I'm saying? Put Kobe Bryant on the TV. That damn it. Talk about some Kobe steak. Okay.
But you know, which brings me to like the third and like one of the I actually have four. But like the third one, which brings me to the third one, third place, which is Johannesburg, South Africa.
Okay.
You know, they were hosting a festival, and I was playing with Delphio Marsalis. and the Uptown Jazz Orchestra. And so we get there. It's the same thing, like it's, they're very mindful of their image, how their image or how they're perceived by America. And so they were like, look, wherever you want to go, we'll take you. We'll leave everything open for you. We was like, Johannesburg is beautiful. This is nice. Where's Soweto? We're going to see Soweto. We want to see Soweto. So they were like, no problem at all. Which they actually taught me a very important lesson of about perception. So they're taking the bus. We're taking the bus. They put us on a little bus once again. And he stops. The guide stops and says, I want you all to see this. No, and the sign said, there was a sign. He was showing us a sign which said, no non-whites allowed, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm sorry, no whites allowed. He said no whites allowed. He said that during the time of apartheid, just the Africans, the South Africans at that time were kind of like transplanted to South Africa because, that's where they were doing all the mining salt mines and that type of thing. And so during apartheid came about because the tribes that were coming in, they just didn't want to adhere to, some of the changes that, the Dutch wanted to make. Like change the language, because everybody spoke Zulu, for the most part. And so, they wanted to develop a new language called Afrikaans, which was English, Dutch, and German. But they wanted to make that an official language and change everything. And so, the people was just like, nah, we don't want to learn no fucking Afrikaans. You know what I mean? That type of thing. And so Soweto was just a town where everybody, where they, shipped everybody back every day. They would come in, work 18-hour days on the mines, and then, bring them back to the shanty. Back then, Soweto was a shanty town. So, they brought us there, all that type of stuff. They brought us to Nelson Mandela's house in the neighborhood that, like, developed as a result of, like, the resistance to apartheid, the whole thing. And it was a beautiful sight to see because it was still black folk living in those houses and that type of thing. And like Nelson Mandela's house, like the one he raised his family in, ain't nothing but about, like, once again, like nothing about 600-700 square feet. Which you would think is different from one of the most powerful men in the world. So, but basically what I learned was, I was like, oh, okay, this makes a lot more sense. In America, our parents, grandparents, and whatnot fought for a seat at the table. The Africans in South Africa were like, man, fuck that table, I'm gonna eat on the floor. And the thing about it is that, like, and so they were trying to figure out a way to control the Africans because they couldn't control them in the way that they were doing here. Like I hate to say it, one of the things that white folk were able to do was dangle that carrot. You can drink my water now.
Yeah.
Or at some point you better drink my water. You can live in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what they had together was like, man, but the Africans in South Africa were like, nah, this shanty town is the shit.
Hell yeah.
Like, I don't care how much you value it.
Yeah.
But it's a whole village. It's a whole village. Like, there's a village attitude. So everybody took care of everybody. And they still had the shanty town to this day, right? Big shanty town. Kids playing like it ain't nothing. The people living. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like,
yeah.
It's
that mindset, man. That mindset, man. I don't want to eat on your table. Your table
right.
nasty. Your table nastier than the floor.
Exactly.
Here, man. Try to disinfect it. It's
why
infected on the table.
Table?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I could think of 19 different reasons why not to eat at your table, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Leave it at that.
Like, I'd rather eat on the floor, bro.
Believe that. Okay, so okay, give me the last one. Give me the last one.
The last one was I got called at the last minute. Delphio called me at the last minute and was like, said, bro, look, I got a gig for you. It's in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
You know, I was like, well, shit, I don't think I'm gonna get another chance to go to Saudi Arabia. I don't know what's happening. So yeah, I'm gonna take the gig. But we just happened to get there like 11 o'clock at night. So we got there, we played the gig because we were playing for like the actual first jazz festival in the history of Saudi Arabia. Okay. Like, once again, it's just one of those situations where, like, you know, the people in the government want to make sure that, you know, they want to, you know, like, great, you know, get their image back, you know, get their image together. You know, they were making a lot of moves, you know, progressive moves. Around that time, they had just voted to give women the actual privilege to drive. Okay. You know, but they still had me, you know, like I said, what it helped me deal with was that, you know, how wide Islam is such a you know, a strong, you know, religion, you know, strong train of faith, train of thought, because, you know, because of the jet lag and shit, you know, I'm up till 5, 6 in the morning. And so it just so happened that I had the window open. And all of a sudden I hear the morning prayer over the loudspeaker. So it's like all over the city, you know, it's just, you know, with the morning prayer, like 5:30 in the morning. And so it's like, man, and for me, it was kind of like, man, that's one of the most beautiful melodies I've ever heard in my life. You know, it's like one of those shits, you know, and, you know, you've never experienced some shit unless you've, like, experienced it for yourself. Absolutely. You know, and like I said, they were, you know, like I said, and they were another one. They were like, look, government said, ask whatever questions you want to ask. You know, because the idea is for you to get a better understanding of us, and not to have such a bad narrative, you know, in your head about who we are and what we do and how we operate. You know, now it still was you know, women have to be 2 steps behind the man, behind their husbands. Women have to be escorted at all times outside, whether it's, you know, a family member or, you know, or the husband. Like, you know, stuff like that. They still have some antiquated ways, you know, especially compared to us. Yeah. You know, but it was interesting to see how much respect, you know, people have for the culture first and foremost. And, you know, how they're willing to die behind their culture. Absolutely. You know, behind their way of life and defending their way of life. And I'm like, man, look, you know, it's like, I think it's just something that we can learn from the same, you know, especially black folk. You know, I think we just need to learn a lot. We can learn a lot from just expanding ourselves and dealing with these cultures. Absolutely.
All right, we'll go ahead and get up out of here on that note. You want to tell the people how they can follow you and what you got going on?
All right. You can follow me on all of the platforms. Facebook, Drew Baham. You can follow my band. My single's coming out soon. It's called Andrew Baham in 4 a.m. Like 4 in the morning. The single is coming out. It's called Let 'Em Smell the Roses. Okay. So it kind of homage to the same thing I was talking about earlier. You know, like, you know, cherish the people that you have around you. You know, who've helped you along your way. You know, just give them some flowers. Like, just, you know, just let them know that you know, appreciate, you know, their sacrifice for you. I'm on Instagram at Professor Drew Baham. That's DAPHESSAH. Drew Baham. That's DAPHESSAH. Baham. There's a play on words. Cats used to call me, you know, Dr. Drew, you know, Professor Drew back in G. And it's the same thing on Twitter. And just be on the lookout just for the music, man.
All right. That's what it is. And we did it. I told let them know what scoop, and I'll let them know what you know what I'm saying. We got something we cooking up, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Shit that's going to be coming up. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we be able to cook that up real soon for the people. And that thing do right. That thing do right. And, and you as well, you got the podcast coming up too, right?
Yeah, my podcast is going to be my inaugural episode of the podcast. It's called Drew's Putting It Out There. Okay. It's just literally philosophical style debates, whereas, you know, I put a perspective out there and, like, you know, just we talk about it, you know. And I'm going to have you on, bro, so don't even...
Yeah, that's what I said. You know, I'm going to be there. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to give me a nice little seat. You know what I'm saying? Visit over there, you know what I'm saying? Quite often. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all saying it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. We go definitely cook it up. But thanks again. You know what I'm saying? Thanks again.
Thank you, man.
Drew, and it's been a good one. Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. It's your boy Cadillac Red. Salute to the mighty LDBC. And we're about to steak, man. What?
Smile so nice, looking just like Holly. I don't do drugs, but she got me tripping over her like I'm running on Molly. And her mind so nice, never mind that body. Though the way she whine, had me thinking she was from J.A. when she's Somali. Every man in the club that sees her shouts out holy. Let's take this slowly. Type of body having Christians say wallahi. Have roadman acting godly. Atheists contemplating Hodges. And down to meet her father. Men traveling from the H to Saga. Talking about her with they partners. Oh, this is awkward. Roadman started speaking proper. Just wanna kick it like soccer. Never wanted to fall for someone, but she's a trip looking like a wish. And you got her. And regardless, she got you right where she wants you. Got you picking up on the first ring when she call you. When she call up. Man, what else can I say? She been looking good since day. She's got me feeling ways. Yeah, she got me feeling ways. She got me feeling everything can wait. From the moment that I saw her face and saw that her smile was so...
Okay, go. Okay, go. Okay, go. Okay, I got two cups and they twins. I got two bad bitches, they sin. Yeah. I got water and it gotta go splash. I got car and it gotta drive fast. That's my slime, yeah. That's my slime. Yeah, we really rock on the block all the time. Yeah. Deadbeat, ayy. On the block, till we see the cop and then we dash the spot. Get your car, cause it was hot. I had to use a fucking snow to hide a rock.